Well, gather round, young'uns, and let me regale you with another one of my videos. Sorry about the background noise, it's just the roar of one of my biggest fans. I'm still at Camp Williams, but I'm almost done here. This will probably be my last video from this location. As Army accommodations go, it's not too bad. In my years of experience, I'd put it on the lower end of really comfortable. Of course, my memories go back to a time of living in substandard privation compared to today, but modern barracks aren't as bad. Still, we've all heard the stories about black mold and stopped-up toilets and stuff. There's still work to be done. Now, Camp Williams is a National Guard base, which means it is technically state property for the state's National Guard. So the state pays for it, but because the National Guard is also expected to be an augment force for the entire U.S. Army, it also gets federal funding. So each state National Guard gets money from two pots of gold instead of just one. So a lot of National Guard facilities are pretty nice, and in some cases they can even be nicer than active duty Army bases. Of course, this isn't 100% universal, but in general, a lot of National Guard posts are actually pretty nice. So I'll make a new video showing me doing some art. It's pretty normal, regular art for me, meaning I busted this out in pencil in a few minutes, scanned it in, and then noticed a lot of mistakes. So you'll see me erasing things and papering over them, or just coloring them and hoping you don't notice or don't care, as long as I'm reliably cranking out comics for like the last 9 years. You know, stuff like that. So in other words, it's Tuesday in my art world. But the good news is, you see this comic I'm working on now? This one right here? This one will be posted in September. I am rebuilding my buffer to the point where I am now colonizing over a month in advance. September is a busy month for a lot of us, because for a lot of the United States, September is the month schools reopen and classes start again. But for now, as I make this comic and record this video, it is still the pleasant month of July. I recently completed my July update video, and I noticed the sad trend of my videos being a bit too vlog-like, and said I'd change it up. Some of my more animated videos seem to get more response, so maybe I'll try some more of my weird off-brand humor. I never worried too much about trying to chase clout or whatever, because here's the thing, the videos, even though I enjoy them and they're fun and they're easy, they're the side gig of a side gig, you know what I mean? The real thing is the art, the comics, the stories. The videos are just a supporting part of that. But of course, if they're uninteresting, then there's not much point in doing them, right? A lot of fantastic artists out there on YouTube, they do tutorials and stuff, which is fantastic. But I'm the guy watching the tutorials and learning, not the guy in a position to tell people how to draw. My thing is the storytelling more than the art, so I can't really give tutorials. What about my military advisor videos? Well, yeah, I still do plan to do those. I haven't had the time to catch up on those the way I'd like. I do have some scripts started, and those are going to be kind of tutorial-ish, but not art tutorials. I suppose we could talk about recent events, but nothing dates a video quite like talking about topical stuff in the news. We could talk about politics, but nobody really wants that, and you probably came here to get away from that nonsense anyway. We could talk about how things are going for the Russian army in Ukraine in the 5th month of war there. Or we could comment on Elon Musk swimming upstream in an attempt to spawn, and that pale skin that makes me think of mortician's wax just looking at it. Current events kind of suck because once a bit of time passes, the subjects no longer resonate, and the sense of disconnect makes you look out of touch. And at best, your disconnect may be briefly remembered as something meme-worthy years down the road. You know, plus the last thing I'd want is for someone to accuse me of spreading fake news. You know, I do have that science fiction story coming up soon, the Empire's reboot. I suppose we could talk about cool science fiction shows, you know, science fiction shows that we like, or debate who the best pilot is in all of science fiction, but that wouldn't get very far because, in the long run, we all know the truth. To be honest, we could cover a lot in science fiction because there's always something weird going on in that genre. I suppose deep down inside I worry that when I try to talk about something I think might be cool or interesting, there's the image I have in my head and then the perception probably everybody else has. I mean, I could just talk about comics in a comic making video, but that would be crazy talk, right? Ooh, one thing I can talk up is my Patreon page. If you join my very exclusive club over at Patreon, you can get access to all kinds of stuff that isn't seen by the regular public. Doodles, old comics from way back when, development sketches for my upcoming projects, some Star Wars fan art, even the occasional R-rated exclusive comics available only to the members of my pack. Stop by, link in the description below, see what you're missing out on. All proceeds go to the creation of more new comics. Anyhow, let me know if there's anything you'd like me to talk about in my comic making videos. I can talk about Army stuff, I can talk about current events, comics in general, my comics in particular, or whatever. I am here to create good stories, and I'd love to hear from you. If you love my works, let me know, and let me know what you think I do well so I can do more of it. If you think my stuff sucks, drop a comment and at least tell me why you think so. I've changed things in the past based on useful criticism that made sense. Anyhow, I've exhausted my time and your ADHD, so I'll wrap it up. You've made it this far, so you may as well hit the like and subscribe button. What the hell? Maybe even share if you want to confound someone that you know. Thanks for sharing part of your day with me, and until next time, keep it random.